Welcome to round 3 of Sega versus Nintendo. This episode we're going to take a look at Samurai Shodown by SNK. If you were a gamer back in 1993, it would have been hard for you to miss out on this game. Yet another brave contender for Street Fighter II, and SNK didn't pull any of the punches. In this amazing fighter, you weren't thrown into the ordinary streets like most of the fighting games of its time. No, this game, you choose from 12 samurai warriors and fought in feudal Japan. So instead of relying on your hands to do the dirty work, you had weapons. And as you can see in the arcade version here, you also have that classic Neo-Geo scaling that will zoom in on the action or could pull way back to get a view of the beautiful backgrounds. This game had some gore, but nothing compared to Mortal Kombat, but that's not what this game is really about. Later on in the Samurai Shodown series, they did even have the fatalities, but for now, we'll just stay focused on the first game. Well, Sega won last round, so we'll start there. Firstly, you'll notice that there are only 11 characters to choose from. My favorite from back in the day was missing, Earthquake, but outside of that, even from the character selection screen, this game already looks great. In both of the last episodes of Sega vs. Nintendo, I really picked on the Genesis because of its color palette. Not this time. This game somehow actually looks very colorful. The sprites are a very nice size as well. I'm sure this is really the reason why Earthquake probably is missing from the roster. With Earthquake already being as large as he was in the arcade, there's no way he could have made it onto the Genesis with these sprite sizes. You'll also notice that the scaling is also missing from this, but that's really just a minor gripe. The sound has its usual Genesis sound, but still it works pretty well. Lastly, the controlling, it could have used a bit of tweaking, but for the most part it actually wasn't that bad. Now, on to the Super Nintendo. Ah, that's better. Look at this, we got all 12 characters back in play, but what's going on with the sprites? They're so small and ugly. Look at the two side by side here. This image has not been resized. These are the actual screen grabs right from the game, actual size. They have not been resized, and just look at them. This really is imperative so that you can see the drastic differences between the two systems. The color of the Super NES does look good for the backgrounds, but I've always been so unhappy with the way this game looks since it really was the one that I played back in the day, and considering how much of a fan I was of the original arcade version, this was a really big letdown. The sound in the Super NES fit right along with its graphics, pretty much horrible. The controlling is a stalemate with the Genesis on this version. It's really not too bad at all, but I really just cannot get over the looks of this game. It's just unbelievably ugly. So, at this point, do I really have to say which console wins this round? That's it for now. Keep a lookout for the next episode, and we'll take a look at Art of Fighting.